Hey, what's up? You are now tuned in to the Lite Podcast. I'm your host, Joseph, and I'm here with my brothers Mike Story, Ramsey Jeanty, and Reggie Harris. Here on the Lite Podcast, our focus is to inspire you to be the best version of yourself through impactful conversations about faith, family, hustle, and health. Why? Because light bring more light. Hey, what's going on, homies? We just want to welcome you to a special bonus episode of the Lite Podcast. Huh?
It's a bonus round.
You know what I'm saying? Bonus round, bro. So we're gonna do a little bonus episode. As y'all can see, Ramsey is not here. I'm not gonna lie, we're gonna keep it 100. He was supposed to be here, but he's on West Coast time and he's asleep. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Mike, fix your put your mic up a little bit.
Yeah.
Other what? Oh, you got it backwards. That's why. on this segment of Mike and Tech, there we go. Now you sound good.
As I was ready to get on Ramsey, what happened to me?
Right. Nah, for real. We all look good last week. My headphones not linking up Bluetooth, so back to square one almost.
It was so crazy when you just hit the picture too over.
Oh, I promise you. I felt so proud.
Episode 1, episode 8.
Yeah, I felt so proud, bro. But here we are. Back to
that's a perfect segue, man. Episode 1, episode 8. You know, we was grounded, seated. Now things starting to speed up in our lives, and one sleep right now. My mic and stuff just now starting to work.
Yeah, that's true. So we were just chopping life. Yeah, we were just chopping before, and we ain't necessarily have like a topic yet because we usually meet before midday, and then we'll figure one out or whatever was on our heart. And so you had something really good, bro, and just what you've been working through. So yeah, let's hear.
Man, so we was talking earlier, Jay and I was just telling him how in my life how things have been transpiring. I know, like looking back in the past, when things started to speed up in my life, I would kind of like hit a wall a little bit. And I go in a little detail, but I was just saying that kind of like before this spring, my life I had a routine, and that routine helped me. It was like it was a religious routine to me almost, waking up, doing what I do, working out, and it helped me throughout my entire day. And during that time, I was starting to experience seed growth. Well, during that seed of time, there was things I was planting that's now manifesting, It's harvest time right now. Yeah, and when harvest time comes, things speed up. And I can't go back to that routine. You know what I mean? Because
not the same way.
It's different right now. So I'm having to find different times and be adaptable and adjust. But in the past, I would try to go back to that same routine around that same time and everything, and just try to get that same feeling. It's almost like using drugs. That first time you get that high, you always go back searching for that same high.
Yep.
Rather than just move. I don't know how to use that now for drugs or whatnot. Probably just don't do drugs, but
kids don't do. You know what I'm
saying? But for in life, it's so important where you got to adjust. You can't really try to box yourself in. I think in the past, I kind of put myself in a box, and I was growing, and I was hitting my head at the top. Because I was putting myself in a box. So that's just something we were talking about, and I'll let you take it today if you got anything to add or whatnot. But that's something I've been noticing for myself.
No, I mean that's key. It's this quote that I kind of live by: "What got you here won't take you there." Meaning, like with every season comes some adjustments.
Yeah,
some things you can take with you into that season, into that time, and some things you can't. Some things you got to shed. Like a snake. They shed as they grow. They shed the old skin in order to be in their new. And so man, that's what I relate to that on so many levels, because my life has been like literally that for the past 3 years. It's been like a constant shedding period for me, going into new things, finding new disciplines, new areas to like grow in, and recognizing that, finding new routines. You know what I'm saying? And my life has literally been that. And in some seasons was better than others.
Yeah.
You know, it's transition is really, really hard, especially those transitions you can't prepare for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so, you know, nothing is staying the same. Everything is constantly changing, but it's like, which direction are we changing in? You know what I'm saying? And it's sometimes it's really, really hard to take control of that, and find like, okay, where do I, you know, create a routine at? Like, how do I do it in the midst of this? Because it's everything is so new, you know, and
Sure.
you know, for me, it's just like sitting down and like assessing. You always talk about it, having that awareness and like assessing what's going on in you, and then what's going on around you, and then finding your pockets. You know, what are those non-negotiable things that can't move? What are some things you might have to let go of? What are some things you can bring back? You know, what are those things you can implement? You know, and so, like, I mean, we both have done like implemented really big things into our life. Specifically like you with your diet and me with working out.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, bro, I hate the weight room. I was the dude in the weight room who was like, nobody looking, like, but like, you know what I'm saying? Because I literally despise the weight room. But as I'm, you know, inching towards 30, I'm like, oh no, I need to add this. There's benefits for it. There's benefits for this, energy wise, mindset wise, all types of things, you know. And so that was something for me that I had to get over, that, oh, I don't like this, and like, no, this is good for me. I need to add it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
How was that for you with your diet?
So like right now, like to give an example, I guess, talking about this and finding a routine, because like the spring, man, it was so easy for me. I mean, before the spring, it was so easy. This winter, the last fall and winter, I had a routine. You know, I woke up in the morning, I worked out, then I ate or whatnot, went to work, you know, had my packing lunch and everything already. But now it's things speeding up. Now my wife is working out early in the morning. You know what I mean? So I'm with the baby now. She's getting up. She's killing it right now too. She's getting up like at 5 a.m. out there at the gym, doing this like CrossFit training. And I'm with the baby. So I'm having to like adjust. At first, I was like, man, I ain't getting my workout no more like I'm used to. And I was wanting like to stumble her growth. I want to be like, yo, this ain't working. You know what I mean? But it's like, nah, she let me do it.
That's good.
So
that's a whole nother episode right there.
Right.
That compromise. That's a whole different, you know, we're going to come back to that.
Yeah. It's her time right now, you know? But in that, man, right now I'm having to learn how to adjust. So like, because I haven't been able to hit the weight room as much, work sped up as well, I haven't been able to lift on my lunch breaks. I'm having to rely more on my diet. You know what I mean? I can't be losing in both areas right now.
Wow, that's powerful.
I gotta have some consistency. And that's what I'm learning. Like when you're talking about so much change, and like what you just said, in that change, you have to have some consistency. You know, if I'm not able to get up in the morning because of this now, I need to be doing this.
Yeah.
You know, lunch break, I don't need to be just kicking it. I need to be tapping in. If it's driving home after work, if I miss a lot of days or whatnot, I'm not able to, not a lot of days, but if I just, things just sped up in your life, you know, in the car ride to work, you know, it's silence. Yeah. You know, I have to find some areas where like, good. You can't just be missing in every area.
Yeah, you can't make an excuse about, I wasn't able to do this because of this. It's like, nah, that's when you really gotta count the minutes.
Yeah.
And those times is really where you gotta make the minutes count. Like, okay, I got this amount of time before this. You know, I mean, that's the reason why I started waking up earlier, because I was on like 5:30, but then my wife was like, nah, I'm gonna get up. And I know I need an hour of like straight peace silence, like at least an hour, you know. And so if she gonna wake up at this time, I mean, I gotta go, you know, wake up higher, and like, you know, and so making that adjustment, bro, and then just counting the minutes, you know what I'm saying? Like right now we're preparing for another transition, bro, and it's like, man, I'm some opportunities have opened up for me, and so it's like, okay, we about to get ready to have to transition again, and we're gonna have to readjust. But because there's transition, there's no excuses. Still, you got to get done what you got to get done. If you know, me and my wife was laying in bed talking about it last night. I've made a commitment, and that's just that.
Exactly.
Right. I when we talked about commitment younger, I feel like in ball, it was never like, hey, when you make a commitment, it's concrete. That's just that. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least I never learned that. And so now learning that, man, it was something so powerful in the Kevin Hart and I'm sure we've said it before on here, but make sure you go watch Kevin Hart's Red Table Talk with Will Smith. I'm talking about, bro, it was incredible. And they were talking back to each other, and they cut from that same cloth. They just workhorses. Yeah. And they just workhorses, bro. It's a couple people who just got that type of work at it. Everybody ain't got that. And they were like, Kevin was like, I don't care how I feel. He was like, matter of fact, F my feelings. He was like, F my feelings. And bro, when I tell you, that struck me to the core, because I'm somebody whose my emotion is what helps me be good at what I do. My ability to emotionally connect, storytell, whatever, is what helps me. But in certain areas, it can hinder me. So me, like, because I have to be so tapped in and I have to follow my emotions in order to create what I create, like, that can, the backside of that is that this can mess up my discipline, because I overly let my feelings dictate my movements. And so it struck me to the core, bro. And I'm like, yeah, F my feelings, bro. I'm tired. So get up and go do what you said you was going to do. Period. I'm frustrated with my wife. So you commit, like, you made a commitment, whatever. And I never had that mindset before. So now it's like, I'm pressing into that even more than I've ever done, because it's like, bro, whatever that commitment is you made, that's just that. It's non-negotiable at this point until you fulfill whatever it is you were supposed to do. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you telling the truth. I believe, like, as below, so beneath. I mean, as above, so below. You know what I mean? So it's like the same things that I'm planting, whether I know it or not. I'm planting seeds, and seeds manifest. They grow. You know what I mean? Eventually, you're gonna have a harvest. And it's not like you said, man. So what I mean by this is, like, if I'm going to the gym, I'm working out, whether I'm not. I'm planting seeds of health or I'm planting seeds of unhealth. There ain't no gray matter.
That's good.
And they're gonna start showing signs of my life. And when I'm off, when I'm not on, I'm supposed to be on. I don't tap in, becoming aware of myself, going to the gym. I can sense it. I feel heavier.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I may be like, I don't have as much patience. I may snap a little bit more quicker. My wife and I having a conversation, like, what's wrong? What's going on with you? And it's like, man, I need to stop. I need to be aware of myself. You know what I mean? I need to, like, okay, let me take maybe 10 minutes before I walk in this house, And I just think, like, I don't know where I was going with it.
No, that's good. Because my question is how, because I want to be practical for the people, because that awareness is so key. Like, we just had me and my wife was having a conversation, and I'm like, I got to figure out why sometimes she says things to me. Why does it evoke this reaction? It's not the way she's saying it. She always says it so sweet. It's not a
whole episode there.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But it's like, it's not that she's trying to hurt me. She loves me. She's never trying to hurt me. Like, what is it? And I had to figure out, it's the disposition. I'm an optimist and she's a realist. So she don't come at it cup half full, which can irritate my optimism. And then I react, which is like, whatever, bro, you got to get past that. You got to figure out a way to get past that and listen for what she is saying to you. She's not necessarily saying anything bad. She's communicating in her way to communicate. You got to figure out a way to get past that. You know what I'm saying?
A lot of times as men, we always feel like when somebody has a different opinion or whatever, we're under attack.
Oh, that's
you know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's like, yo, your wife's not trying to. I know I used to feel that way with my wife, and we've been really working better at that, because, like, we're starting to realize, like, we're teammates.
That's the key.
You know what I mean?
That's
and it's
the key.
The goal is to win the championship.
That's the
if
key.
I let my feelings in the way, come on, we ain't gonna beat Kobe and Shaq out in this mug. Yeah. We got to win the ship. Let's do this thing. Let's do it the right way.
Yeah.
And like you said, man, sometimes, like, they may say one thing, it's like, man, I feel like I'm under attack, but I had to really learn, like, yo, this is your gift. This is my weakness. You're seeing something that I don't see. like that Jahari window.
Mm-hmm.
The Rams was playing that too long ago.
Yeah.
And we both can see this. This is something that I can see that you can't see. This box right here
blind
is nothing.
spots.
Yeah. And, when I started down like that, being more open, listening to her and not seeing it as an attack, man, we started seeing blessings in other areas. I'm really starting to see like, wow, you're really gifted. I'm starting to see her true gifts and not just the gifts that I want to see.
Oh, you preaching. And that goes back
cage her in.
Yeah. And that goes back to that awareness of realizing, okay, I got to reassess me.
Yeah.
Wherever we going, I can't take this thing into this season. Like I can't take this mindset, these reactions. I can't take, and you got to be constantly shedding. Bishop Jake says, in order to, your new self is going to cost you your old self.
Ain't that the truth?
Bro, your new self is going to cost you your old self. And so many times we like aspects about ourselves. And sometimes we got to give up those aspects too. Yeah. And it may not be forever. It may just be for a season. It may just be for a season. Well, I'm in this season, so maybe I need to tone back this thing in order for this to come out. Like, and it's all sharpening you, making you, multidimensional, bro. Making you a full person. Like Jesus, I hate to bring, I don't hate to bring him up, but like he was multidimensional. He wasn't like, you know what I'm saying? He was compassionate. He was kind. He was understanding. He was a powerful speaker. He was assertive. He was like all of these things. He was well-rounded, and so I think that's the goal, is to become well-rounded. It's not to be one-dimensional. Like for me, I felt like I was so one-dimensional for a long time. I was great at casting vision, but I wasn't great at executing. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? I was really one-dimensional. Great at like, I could, all right, this is where we're trying to get to. Cast the vision, inspire people. But when it came down to execution, I didn't know how those steps, because that's not necessarily my personality type. So what do I need to do? I need to either learn from somebody else, or I need to add somebody to the squad, because like I got these blind spots I can't take them with me into where I'm trying to go. They got to be adjusted. Adjustment has to make you know what I'm saying? There has to be an adjustment somewhere. So yeah, bro.
Nah, for real. That's so crazy, because the blind spots, whether purposely or not, you know what I mean? You end up causing accidents. And it's just not you getting hurt.
Good.
It's people next to you, and it's the people in the car with you.
That's good.
And with times I ignore my blind spots, or just ignoring me, my family feels it the most. You know what I mean? The people that's closest to you. So it's like I have an obligation, a responsibility. And in doing that, and I'm showing like the person I want to be, my wife and I are talking. Now she's going to hold me to that standard. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? And sometimes in the past, I know I felt like when you held me to that standard or whatever, I'm like, come on, man, I'm doing way more than most men.
Oh,
you
bro.
Know what I mean?
No, we just had that conversation. No, we just had that conversation, bro. And I had to go back to the Giannis thing. I had to go back to the Giannis. Bro, that's your ego.
That's
your ego. There go your
anytime
ego.
I'm starting to feel that ego coming, I'm like, I know I'm wrong. When it comes to our relationships, I know I'm wrong. You know what I mean? In my thinking, it may not be the situation. I could be right in the situation, you know what I mean? But I'm wrong in thinking that. Like, let's just build,
Come on.
And, it's going back to being aware. When it gets to her and she tells me, hey, what's going on? Hit me here. It's because I missed something. You know what I mean? And it's good that you have a partner and somebody can tell you and pull you aside in love and tell you this. Mm-hmm. It's so important to have safe relationships and people in your life.
You said a key word.
Yeah.
Safe relationships. We gotta have safe relationships. Whoa, that's
bro. You ever seen somebody get exposed? I got somebody, man, I work with. I probably shouldn't share this. I forgot we was recording. I don't know. He get to watch it and say, like, bro, what happened, man? Yeah, it would have been a safe relationship. Broke all the rules. I can't even change it now, because I want to share. It's a great story, but I can't even change it now. We know it's him. You know what I mean? Yeah, man, it's important to have safe relationships. You don't want your business thrown out there for everybody.
Bro, we lost the whole analogy, all because you said somebody you work with.
Whole job, you knowing his business. Oh, I know who Mike talking about. Just blew him up all the way.
Blew his. I think it's the same.
Whole situation worse now.
Blew up his spot.
Whole situation worse now.
Coming to work straight embarrassed. I'm talking about.
Bad. Yeah, that'd have been bad. That would have been real bad.
Bro,
you know what, man? We just got to use it, though. It's too good of a story. Nah, I'm joking. But nah. But yeah, it's important to have safe relationships because like you don't want to, when your business go out there in the streets and now like you're naked in front of everybody, it's the worst feeling. Sometimes we cause our own nakedness, but sometimes other people in your life just throw you out there and we're like, now swim, you know what I mean, in front of all these people. And I mean, it's just not, you don't want those people in your life.
Yeah. That's, my wife has been, she really drilled this in my head. Cause bro, coming from an athlete's background, team is everything.
Mm-hmm.
I feel like our longing for community is different than the average person because we grew up, all we know is this type of community in like this close knit community of like, so it's like, especially when you're a college athlete, bro, there's no community like that because you literally you live with them 24/7, bro. You really
they become your family,
like literally in the literal sense, like you know what I'm saying.
Hey, you only got $5 and y'all using it all together. You know what I mean?
I promise you, splitting McChickens, all that, bro. We used to split Dairy Queen gift cards, bro. One meal, fries, a burger, and a shake. Like it was that. You know how that grind is.
Yeah, right.
But so I'm a little bit more willing to like let people, in a little bit. Even though I still have my apprehensions, but my wife more than me because she like, nah, we gotta protect, like the old Under Armour, we gotta protect this house because like we just don't know who is the wolf that's trying to get into the hen house. You just don't know.
Bro, that's so good. So we're talking like during transitions and everything, kind of like getting a map, wrapping everything together. It's like things happen and things are changing. While things are changing, you got to be constantly aware of you. You know what I mean? Because your principles can't change.
That's right.
You know what I mean? Right. Your principles have to remain the same. And especially like with having a family, if you're not on top of your game, it's going to affect your family. And then you got to be so protective of that family. You know what I mean? Because when you let somebody in, they can come in, just tear your whole house up and leave. Come on. Not leaving it in shambles. And that's left for you and your wife and your kids to pick it up.
Come on.
And I mean, it's just like this world is dangerous. You know, when this life, it can be real dangerous if what you want. You know what I mean? We always think about danger like playing with guns or whatnot like that. But it's dangerous. You just let somebody in, you don't really trust them. And it's like, you don't even get so close. This is my household. It's like, I kind of rule my life, you know, because my dad was always that way. You ain't going to meet my wife and kids off bat. Man, I have to test you out before you even you're not going to just step into my house.
Come on.
I may love you and everything, but I got to really get to know you because if you come in my house, I'm opening up another level of my heart to you.
Yeah.
And if you come in, you damage my heart. It's like, I shouldn't have let you in the first place.
I promise you, bro. We've since we moved into our new place, I can't even count on, well, maybe on one hand, the people we've allowed to come into here. Because we've had to work so hard to create this space. You know what I'm saying? We've had to work so hard. And I ain't talking about money. I ain't talking about none of that. I'm talking about emotionally dealing with the
piece
real.
Of you.
And
you.
Bruh. I'm talking about we had to work so hard to create this space, this safe space for us to be honest, to be vulnerable, to be hurt, to be upset, to be happy. You know, like to really like feel and be safe. Like you said, safe relationships, a safe place. So we work so hard, like, bruh, and my wife is so protective. And now I've adopted that even more, like, cause she was like, I seen how like grizzly she was with it. I'm like, oh, okay. She got to see something I don't see. So let me adopt that too. And so I've adopted that. And when you have that, bro, that awareness, when you go through them transitions, and if you stick to the principles, bro, there's no way you can lose.
You can't.
There's no way you can lose, man. I guess, we can kind
of proof.
Yeah, bro. Like when you and that's the key, fellas. Like whoever's listening, like make sure you have principles. All this sounds good, but if you don't have any principles, if you don't have any concrete things in your life, like you're gonna be wayward.
Yeah.
Just period. We all have, I know Mike has his principles. I have my principles like that are just so set in stone. They can't move. They won't move. And they literally guide our lives. So in transition times, it is crucial to make sure you have concrete principles, because if not, from experience, you're going to be all over the place. You're going to be a mess. Your life is going to turn into a mess, and you're not going to transition in that season as you feel like you should have. Like, you're just not going to go into it as smooth as you should have.
Your principles and your visions, like your brain and your heart, on the same page.
Ooh,
it just makes your life so much easier. You look at people, you're like, man, I'm no longer, before in the past, I would have folded in this area. I may have adopted some of your viewpoints or adopted your thought process or whatnot. Before other friends become closer to whatnot. But like now in my life, it's like, nah, I'm not adopting no more. I'm not changing these principles. They're non-negotiable. As I'm doing this, my life just becomes so much easier. I'm not worried about what people may think about me or whatnot. It's like, this is who I am.
Yeah.
And there's not times you don't struggle with that, because I'm human.
Yeah.
But it just makes my life much, much easier. Yeah. And mind and our heart on the same page.
Mind and heart on the same page. Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. No cognitive dissonance.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's good. Well, shoot, man. I think, I'm good. You got anything else? I feel like we dropped some bombs on this joker. Ramsey might get cut from the team now. We might have to shed Ramsey going in.
Ramsey pulled a Robin, bro. He just disappeared.
Bro, I promise you, I gotta go to Vegas. We gotta go to LA to find Ramsey.
Where's Ramsey?
That's a night at the Roxy. We gotta go find Ramsey. Yeah, that's the name. Where is Ramsey? Where in the world is Ramsey Jeanty?
Is he in LA, Miami?
We don't know.
Some of Texas.
That's there go our new segment. Where in the world is Ramsey?
In bed.
just in his bed. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Well, hey, homies, we appreciate y'all listening to this special bonus episode with myself, Joseph, and my brother, Mike Story Jr. I hear Trey back there, so I know it's go time. But hey, we love y'all. Appreciate y'all listening, and we'll see y'all next week. Peace.
Yeah.